Hello, viewers. Welcome to MBTV Weekly Property Radar. We bring to you top developers from Indian real estate space, which is going to have a lasting impact on you as consumer. I am Prasoon Kumar, marketing head of Magic Bricks, and with me is Jashri Kuru, senior real estate journalist and editor in chief of MBTV. Welcome, Jashri.
Thanks, Prasoon.
Real estate recovery is gathering steam, Jashvi, and we see a whole lot of news coming from different markets related to developments, project completions, and so on and so forth. Now, in this entire scheme of things, we also see government agencies and policymakers now moving really, really fast.
Yeah.
Now, one news therefore came where Haryana Shahri Vikas Pradhikaran HSVP has decided to auction lands of 11 failed projects where land were allocated but developers failed to complete the project and clear dues, etc. Auction them and refund investors. Now, while it sounds a very good idea and the intent, wise it sounds okay, how practical is this idea given the experiences of past and how much implementable is this?
Prasoon, there are many agencies involved. So right now they haven't come up with the details of what all is going to happen. But the fact is that there were 16 projects that were identified that were not finishing. And what they've done is they've allowed them to, the developers to kind of ask for time or give an action plan. 5 of them did. 11 of them could not. And those are the 11 where they've said that the HSVP is going to take it and we are going to resolve it, sell off, auction off, and things like that. Remember that when houses have been sold to people, people want houses. They don't want their money back. I mean, the money back from 2007 and 8 and all doesn't make sense because the values have gone up in the market. And there are loans that have been taken. There are many stakeholders. RERA has to be involved and so on. So right now we don't have the details. And this is one more experiment to see that projects get completed. How it's going to pan out, we have a show soon where we are going to discuss this with experts on what does this mean, how can it be done, and this will be sometime next week. Keep tuned into MBTV. We will be picking up this issue because this is important. How can you complete projects and how can development authorities be involved in the completion of these projects?
Sure. I think there's a whole lot of complication related to even if it's successfully auctioned, how will the money be distributed, when will retail consumers chance can come, etc., etc. So it's not an easy question to solve anyway.
Yeah.
All right. We see actually a lot of action happening in Maharashtra, and every week we are reporting one or two developments happening from Maharashtra. This week again, there are a couple of important news that has come from Maharashtra, and first of that is the entire redevelopment saga that keeps going on, especially in Mumbai, where now Maharashtra is allowing MHADA, the Maharashtra Housing and Area Development Authority, to take over those buildings which were given for redevelopment but have not been redeveloped in time, and get them completed. Now, this is much sought after relief for the owners that were there in these buildings.
Yeah, it is actually in Maharashtra. It's that you have to. MHADA is also a more empowered agency than many other development authorities. So here, what they are saying is, and remember that this monsoon, 20 lives were lost because cess buildings collapsed. Right. That happens because buildings are identified as dilapidated. The tenants have to be paid the rent. The transit rent has to be paid to the tenants. And the buildings have to be, they are from before 1940, before 1950, before 1969. Now, if you need urgent redevelopment, you can't go to the nitty-gritty and get stalled there. So they are saying that MHADA will be given, they'll be allowed to acquire the buildings. They'll give 6 months more to the landowners. In 6 months, if they haven't been able to redevelop the society or whatever, or if the society is not able to redevelop, MHADA will take over the redevelopment, complete it within 3 years, and hand it to the tenants. Now, it can also tie up with the private builders to do this. So this is an important step forward. It all depends on how efficient MHADA can be in this. Now, historically, government agencies have not been the most efficient. So we do need a lot more efficiency. We need RERA monitoring of these projects also, so that at least they stick to their timelines.
And a lot of them are under litigation as well, of all kinds.
Yeah.
How is this amendment therefore going to impact those projects which were under litigation? Is that clear at this point of time?
The details have not come. This is an announcement that has been made. But the fact is that if they have already been given for redevelopment, there may be few problems to solve. And a government agency being in the middle always helps, I think, if that agency functions well.
Sure. All right. Let's hope that things start moving up there. Now, in Maharashtra, again, Jayashree, the government has asked the BMC if it is feasible to cut premiums by about 50% collected by builders, which they used to probably pay upfront, and take 50% later after the completion of the project and all. So after cutting stamp duty, which is going to give relief to consumers, this is a step which is going to give relief to developers.
See, the Maharashtra government had actually asked the Deepak Parekh committee to go into how they can improve the ease of doing business, especially in the real estate sector. And this is one of the recommendations that the committee has come up with, that premium, suppose you want TDR, you want extra FSI and things like that, the premiums are very hefty. So they are saying, why not take 50% of the amount and the remaining 50% at the time of occupancy, applying for occupancy certificate, which means that allow projects to move forward, let the builders do their job, and the last amount, the premium that they have to pay, at least it is when the final collection from the consumer is being made.
Okay. Moving down south, Jayashree, there's a news that came from Kerala. You do not hear much happening in Kerala that ways, but it seems the RERA is getting active there, and it has warned firms which have not registered themselves under RERA from marketing and selling. Now, one is on its impact on the Kerala market, and two is how effective it has been against developers. And in other parts of the country, do we see a trend of developers still marketing unregistered projects?
Prasun, across the country, we have seen wherever the RERA has come, unregistered projects cannot be marketed. If they are marketed, there is many development authorities have been taking action against that. Kerala was a little late in announcing its RERA. It's only about a year ago that the Kerala RERA was registered, and this is one stage that every market goes through, and Kerala is now going through it, where it's warning the developer community that RERA is in force, and if you sell an unregistered property, you are breaking the law, and you can be penalized. So I think it's a step forward. Remember, Kerala is a very different market. It is an unbroken urbanization that has happened across the state. So it's not as though there's one town, then the next town, then the next town. There is urbanization happening right across, and a lot of international buyers, NRIs and so on, are buying property in Kerala. For them to come and individually assess is very difficult. So it is very important that the state gets its act together. And I think this is a step in that direction.
Sure, that's good news. Now, the last news was very, very interesting, Jayashree. And there is a clarification that has actually been sought from Greater Noida Authority. If there could be multiple RWAs, or the resident welfare associations for one particular sector. Now, one has not heard of multiple RWAs in the same sector, and how practical is that, and how will this work?
See, the problem is that we are faced with a problem of RWAs not getting its act together. Wherever in Greater Noida, for instance, the Greater Noida Authority is saying that the RWA can work with the authorities. They will transfer funds for some of the activities like street lights, horticulture, greens, and things like that. So there is money involved. Unless you get this RWA piece right, you can't transfer funds or allow them to utilize state money, right? Now, some of the sectors are extremely big, and the RWAs have not been functioning efficiently. So saying that you can have multiple RWAs in a single sector itself is fraught with problems, because they haven't said that what is the size of the sector beyond which there should be more than one RWA. How do the two RWAs function? There will be overlapping areas. How does that function? So I'd like to tell our viewers that this week in property, we're picking up the issue of RWAs. This and many other issues of RWAs is what we're picking up, and we are asking consumers to join us in this show, air their problems. If they can suggest solutions, bring that to the table. We have lawyers, we have RWA representatives, and all that participating in our show. This will be on Thursday, so I would urge everybody to come and join the show.
All right. So there are two important shows, viewers, coming on MBTV. One on the HSVP, Haryana Shahri Vikas Pradhikan's decision of auctioning the 11 cancelled project lands, and second is on the Greater Noida RWA issue. Remain tuned to MBTV. So on that note, this is it for this week, and keep watching MBTV, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for watching.